Hey guys, it's Ep32 and welcome back to episode 32 of my Dortmund career mode. And today's episode we've got plenty of matches to get through. The first game here is against a team I've never heard of. I don't know who you are, to be totally honest, but we're going to play them anyway. It's an away match. It's a game that we have to try and win. It's one of those sort of away games where you can quite easily slip up on. We're going to have to change on the team as well because we played a game against Roma like 3 or 4 days ago, so we have to change the team around as well. So that makes things even more likely that we might slip up here. So we've got to be careful on that match. 4 days later, a game against Roma. That's the second leg of the quarterfinals. Currently 2-0 up, so obviously in a good position at the moment in that fixture. And then 3 days later, a game against Bayer Leverkusen. So some difficult games here, all in fairly quick succession. So we don't have that much recovery time in between each game. A lot of rotating around the team, and could have some difficulties in some of these matches as well. Don't think we'll get on to the next month just yet, but we are getting very close to the end of the season. Literally 4 league games left. Hopefully going to progress through into the Europa League semi-finals, but obviously still a game to play in that. But yeah, certainly getting towards the end of the season now. Looking forward to trying to get into the next season and try and improve on what we've just built on, and obviously getting a couple of new players as well. But before we go any further in today's episode, if we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Let's crack on with today's episode, and this is the team I'm going to go with for this opening fixture. Like I said, plenty of changes to the team. Berkey starts in goal though. Alvaro at right back, Socrates, Zagadou and Lato in defence. We've got Goetze, Rodrigo and Dahoud in midfield with Royce, Isak and Sancho as our front three. Loads and loads of changes to the team, and the bench looks a little bit like this. A very young bench, other than Zlatan of course, but other than that, a very young bench and a lot of big names missing out, ready for that game against Roma. Let's see whether we can beat this team. I don't know whether I'll be able to pronounce the name of the team, but let's just see if we can beat them. Okay, then here we go for this game against no idea how you pronounce the name at all, but let's get on with this game now and hopefully try and get ourselves a victory. Putting the name to one side, it's one of those sort of games that you could quite easily slip up on. They certainly have started quite lively, quite forward-thinking, so yeah, let's just try and weather this little bit of a storm early on and try and get going forward ourselves, because we can't really afford to slip up in this game. We've got to make sure we're winning here. Rodrigo running forward now, trying to play some back into Isak, who's going to have a shot from range. Oh, what a strike from the youngster. He's put us 1-0 up 15 minutes in. Was not expecting that one to fly in like it did. Hits it so smoothly, and he smashes it home past the goalkeeper. Didn't realise he had that sort of finish in his locker. Certainly does, because that's a great strike from him, and fires it past the goalkeeper. That's come out from nowhere, absolutely nowhere. Never seen him hit a ball like that before. To be fair, he's not had that much game time, but that's fantastic. Rodrigo just holds it up, waits for him, gets some space to shoot, and he just absolutely hammers it, and he hammers it and keeps it at a nice sort of height as well to find the back of the net, and just smashes it home past the goalkeeper. No chance of stopping that. Winning the game 1-0. Great start to the match, and a great finish from the youngster. Isak goes to Rodrigo, that's good. Rodrigo skipping past one, trying to win it back, and he does successfully. Can he get across into Isak? Oh, it was deflected, but Isak certainly went for it. And it seemed like there was a challenge in there. Certainly a foot stretched by the defender. And the goalkeeper got hold of it, and nothing was obviously given in the end. Didn't seem like enough for a penalty, but certainly a few bodies coming together, and it was a close one. Isak looking for the ball through there into Goetze. Goetze still going. Oh, just challenged. Really strong challenge on him as well. Thought he'd completely been broken there by that challenge. He looked like he collapsed onto the floor, but he's got up and he's fine. Still another great chance for us. We're playing some good football at times, actually. A great ball in there, but punched straight by the goalkeeper. Don't think Royce was ever going to get there, but had to be dealt with anyway. There we go, ball through, what a ball into Rodrigo! Takes a shot and scores, that's fantastic football, doubled our lead. Incredible pass through to Rodrigo. I saw that run really, really late. And the ball, I just hoped that it could get threaded through, and it did eventually as well. I think it's Royce that picks this one up here, but it's certainly Dahoud that I think pounces on a poor touch, a really, really bad touch from their midfielder. Then it goes into Royce, and then it finds Rodrigo, who just about gets a late strike away. I was worried for a second, he didn't take the shot, but he did eventually. Goes through the legs of the goalkeeper, into the back of the net, 2-0, but it all comes from a huge mistake in midfield. A really, really bad touch by the midfielder. Can't give the ball away like that, and we pounced on it and capitalised. 2-0. Half-time still win the game 2-0. Very impressed how we're playing so far. Considering the changes they made to the team, I was expecting to come out here and really struggle, really have to fight, probably go in at 0-0 or something like that, and to probably concede by the end of the game as well. But we haven't looked like conceding at all, so that's a positive sign so far. Rodrigo's running the show at the moment in centre attacking mid. He's doing a great job, pulling all the strings for us, and so hopefully that can continue. I'm looking to try and add to the scoreline as well still. Well played, Rodrigo wins it back into Isak. Isak going to try and turn and shoot again. Oh, he's done the exact same thing, but I think this one's even better. It's 3-0. The youngster's doing it once again. He just has that ability to turn and shoot like that. His finishing's not even that good in terms of his stats, but that's an incredible strike. Again, it's a second for Isak, a third for us. And it's another wonder strike from the youngster. Just look at this. He has no right to score from here. Rodrigo wins it back once again and will get the assist. And just turns, it just turns and just has a go. Doesn't hit it particularly fantastically, just it's the right amount of power with the right amount of accuracy. Just goes over the goalkeeper. Can't stop it. 3-0. Rodrigo now into Dahoud. He's got himself in a good position. Looking back to Rodrigo. Is that a third? I mean, a fourth even. Was that a fourth? Is he onside? Certainly seems like it. Rodrigo scores. That's incredible football again. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I thought it was a third. I always forget the scoreboard doesn't change on this in this league for some reason. It's fantastic play there. Really, really good stuff. Look at this from Rodrigo. Look how deep he runs from. Dahoud holds it up and plays the pass through. He's onside. It's a perfect bit of play. And Dahoud does really well. They've got on the last man and it's just waited for Rodrigo. So it's really good play from the centre mid. Rodrigo scored 11 goals in the Bundesliga. I think might be our top goal scorer in the whole team. An incredible stat for a player that's not even a starting 11 player. Okay, all three changes going to take off Götze, Dahoud and Rodrigo. That means we're going to basically bring on three youngsters here. Becker's going to come on, Zalewski, I don't know how you pronounce his name, and also left mid as well. Who's going to come on and play as a centre mid alongside the other youngster as well. So it's going to be a bit of a strange midfield, but we're going to go with it. Hopefully that's going to be okay for the final 20 minutes. We're 4-0 up, obviously got to make some changes to try and rest some players before the game against Roma. Whether those guys will be involved anyway, I'm not really too sure, but I think it's worth bringing on some youngsters when you're at this scoreline. Chance here for Royce, nearly made it 5. Royce needs to try and get involved in the game a bit more, so I brought him as a centre attacking mid rather than being on the right hand side. Royce into Isak, still looking for a hat-trick, turns out, shoots and scores, that's the hat-trick. It's another great strike into the top of the goal, and we've got ourselves the 5th one of the match. 12 minutes remaining in this game. Isak gets his hat-trick. He's been incredible. Him and Rodrigo being absolutely fantastic up front together. Look at this for play. Just gets away from the centre-back, doesn't follow him at all, and just pops to the top right-hand corner like it's absolutely nothing. Really good strike from the youngster, and we are winning this game 5-0. Royce gets past his man. That's really good. Kenny Nampy get Isak, or in fact into the back post of Becker. Oh, thought it was going to be an own goal there for a second. Came off the defender, goes out for a corner. Going to try and keep up the pressure with a final chance maybe here. Becker's looking for a shot. It gets blocked. He'll still keep it alive. Alvaro going to look for delivery into the box, and that's blocked as well. And that'll be cleared away, and that is it. Won the match 5-0. What a result, I think, and this is quite a bold statement, but I think that might be our best performance ever on this career mode. Really, really impressed by it. And it's with such a changed team as well. You look at our attack. Really changed. We got Sancho, Isak, Royce as our front three with Rodrigo in behind them. So that front four was incredible, but particularly Isak and Rodrigo. Those were the guys that got us the goals and were also the ones that were creating the chances as well. 5-0 doesn't flatter us. It was the perfect scoreline really for us, given the chance that we had. We pretty much scored all the chances you'd expect us to score. And you can see there, just controlled the game from start to finish. Never looked like conceding. Really, really impressed. The challenge now is to try and keep that level of consistency going, but with different teams, because obviously we have to make changes now. We'll bring in the higher overall players and we'll see what sort of performance they're able to give, and maybe we'll have some of those guys from the last game challenging them in future matches and putting them out of their position in the team. Okay, this is the team going to go for this game now against Roma. The second leg, obviously got ourselves 2 away goals from the first leg. This is the side we're going to go with. Berkestad in goal, Bayer in, Sané, Devine and Guerrero in defence. We've got Ozzy Cup, Fekir and Weigl in midfield, Pulisic, Batshuayi, Bailey as our front three. So not much consistency really given the team we put out in the last match. We've basically changed the whole side, bar the goalkeeper. The bench looks like this though. Kanji, Alvaro, Dahoud, Götze, Rodrigo, Isak and Zlatan all on there. I think those guys deserve to be on there, particularly Isak and Rodrigo. I've kept them on the bench. I could have maybe brought in some youngsters or someone else, but I've gone with those guys based on the last performance. Hopefully they'll get an opportunity if we need them. Let's crack on with the game. Let's see how we get on. Try and get ourselves into the semi-finals of the Europa League. Okay, here we go for this game against Roma. Let's try and get ourselves a victory. Hopefully, like I said before, get ourselves into the semi-finals, because we need to try and win this Europa League if we can after going out in the Champions League. And try and put in another good performance as well. This is obviously a good Roma side. We arguably have the better team on paper though, and obviously got in good form from the last match. It's just whether the same form turns up with a different team. Batshuayi through to Pulisic, that's good. Pulisic now had an opportunity if he can get past the defender. No. Right, wins it back. Yes, he can get past him. Ball goes in. Oh, we've scored. That's come from absolutely nothing. The defender just loses the ball. Winning the game 1-0, 8 minutes in. And it's a really, really good finish. Not seeing actually who's connected with it. Ozzy Cup, the midfielder, gets himself into the box. That's on his left foot as well. You just see we lose it there. Then he gives it back to us. Luckily, Pulisic stays alive. Goes with the cross. The defender doesn't anticipate it. Ozzy Cup does, and he smashes it home on his left foot. Really good finish actually on the volley. Could have easily directed it over the bar or wide, but he doesn't. He scores, and we're winning the game 1-0. Go on, Pulisic, that's good. He's running through the middle. We've opened up the defence again. Can he score? Yes, he can on his left foot. He's not the greatest of finishes. Again on his weaker side, but we are winning the game 2-0, 4-0 aggregate now. really opened Roma's defence up there. Fantastic bit of play from us once again, and 15 minutes in, we've doubled our lead as well. We seem to be getting loads of goals in today's episode so far. Hopefully that can continue. Don't really know what's happened to us here, but we do just seem to run through pretty easily. The defender tries to close us off with a challenge there late on, but it's too late. We've scored, and we're winning the game 2-0. Bailey trying to take hold of this one. Got to go himself. He's still going here. Chance to cross. It's going to fall for Fekir. Oh, on his left foot. It was quite a wild striker in the end. Goalkeeper had to save it nevertheless. Goes out for a corner. 30 minutes in. Thought we were going to get a third goal there, but you can just see how much power he had behind it. I think it was rising over the goal. Keeper touches it over the bar anyway, and Fekir will deliver. Can we pick somebody out here? Devin makes a run to the front post, but the defender just about gets there. We're going to play it back out to Fekir for a second attempt. Blocks again. Guerrero will try for a third. Headed away again. Fekir over to Pulisic, totally unmarked, has to be a goal, and it is. It's as simple as that. 3-0, 5-0 now in aggregate. The scorelines continue to grow because Roma are struggling to cope with that front four in particular. Really good play once again. Looking at the numbers we have on that back line, they just can't handle them all. Kodorov's come way too far inside. Actually further inside than one of the centre-backs, I think, that might have been closer to the left-back position than him. But it's a really good finish from Pulisic. Strikes at home with plenty of power, and we're winning the game 3-0 now. Very much in control of this game. Hitting the stroke of half-time, I think, in a second. And I don't really know what's happened to Roma. Haven't managed to attack us at all, really. Had one or two opportunities to go forward, and they've just not managed to break past our defence at all. It's been a really poor performance from them, but a really good one from us. Pulisic also on for a hat-trick now. We've had 6 shots at the moment, and Roma have yet to have a single shot in 50 minutes. Oh no, it's a great pass into Robben. Oh, he's not scored. He should open up his body and go on his left foot, surely. Berkey comes out and does a great job of saving it, though. Still keeps our clean sheet intact. But Robben tries to toe poke it at him. Should open up his body there and just slot it home. Should have been a goal. Got very, very lucky. I've just noticed, was that Lingard captain of Roma? I'm pretty sure I just saw that. Or my eyes deceiving me, I'm not really too sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Yeah, it certainly seems like Lingard is the captain and playing for Roma. I think it's probably 10 other players that I'd rather give the captaincy to in this team. Robben crosses, really good ball in there as well. Got to defend it. We haven't done. They pulled them back. They got themselves an away goal. It's a long way back still for them, though. They need to get another 4 goals. I think there's about 4 minutes left. I don't see them doing it in that sort of time. But the score anyway, we lose our clean sheet. A little bit disappointed about that. Just wanted to hold on for a little bit longer. Didn't quite happen. And so it's now 3-1 in this game. Still winning, and we still will go on to win and get into the semi-finals. But there we go. We won't get ourselves a clean sheet. There we go. Finishes 3-1, 5-1 in aggregate, and we're through into the semi-finals of the Europa League. Really happy about that. Fantastic performance in the first half. Second half, Roma came back into it a little bit, to be fair. Hence why they scored, and I don't think we did in that second half. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed that we didn't manage to push on, but it was still a good performance. We still looked good. We defended much better than we have done recently. Obviously, conceding goals a disappointment, but that was just a one-off, I think. We certainly didn't look like conceding very often at all in the second half. And yeah, through to the next round, most important thing. On to the final game of today's episode, and this is the team we're going to go for the game against Bayern Leverkusen. It's pretty much the same team that we put out for the first game. Berkey starts in goal, Alvaro, Socrates, Zagadou and Lato in defence, Goetze, Rodrigo and Dahoud in midfield with Royce, Isak and Sancho as our front 3. This is the bench I've gone with, slight changes here. Graf comes into the team, Bayerin's on the bench as well, got Burnick there, Becker, Zlatan, those sort of players all on there. Plenty of options, particularly younger players to pick if we want to. Let's see how we get on. Try and end the episode on a good result. Another good performance as well. Hopefully that'll be 3 out of 3 in today's episode, which would be great. But another tough game against Bayer Leverkusen. A really difficult match against one of our rivals. Currently in 4th position and 7 points behind us. So we're obviously in a great position ourselves, but only 3 points in front of 2nd place. So there's still a lot to play for, and we need to try and win as many games as possible. Come on then, let's make it 3 wins from 3. Feels like a while since that's happened, but let's try and get 3 good performances from 3 as well, which I don't think has happened for us. That'd be great if we could, and it's with this team that obviously produced such a great performance in the very first game. Obviously very different opposition here, much tougher side, and so I'm not expecting another 5-0 victory, but need a performance that's that warrants a good victory anyway. Look at that for a run from Zagadou, he's through. Can he get a shot away and score? Good save from the keeper. Finish wasn't quite there from Zagadou, should have hit further to the right hand side than he did. And it's a good run from the centre-back anyway. Shouldn't find himself in that position, but he did. And he did a great job to get there as well. Bit of luck he didn't quite have the strike on him though. Good chance. Oh, nearly dipped in. Good save by the goalkeeper. Bayer Leverkusen having 1 or 2 chances. We've certainly looked to threat ourselves. We've been quite attacking so far in this game. And we've had both Zagadou and Socrates go up for attacks so far. Those guys both getting in good positions as well. Chance for counter-attack. Sancho trying to keep hold of it. I think Klein with a challenge there. Oof, interesting challenge there. took out one player and won back the ball from another. Well won there. Now a chance for us to do something here. Rodrigo into Isak. Has to try and find Rodrigo again. It's a great one too. Rodrigo shooting. Oh, he smashes it home on his weaker right foot. What a finish. That's a great strike again from Rodrigo. He's in such good form. Those two linking up again. It's been an incredible partnership in today's episode as Rodrigo and Isak. It's a great 1-2. Just holds it up so well as Isak. Finds a little flick on. Look at this. Such a tight thing to do as well. Such a tight angle to get the chip right. Was supposed to take a shot on my left foot, but it goes over to his right hand side and he just absolutely smashes it into the top right hand corner. Really good finish. Spinning away from the keeper. He has no chance. And that is right into the top right hand corner. Great strike. 12th goal of the season. And Rodrigo scores again. There we go, Rodrigo getting in a great position. Could this be his second of the game? Yes, it is. 2 for Rodrigo, 2 for us as well. On the stroke of half-time, he gets another. It's a great run again. Just gets himself in such good positions. And it's his work rate as well to get into those positions that gets in there, as well as his pace. You can see Isak holds it up again. That partnership has been fantastic in today's episode. Another assist for Isak, another goal for Rodrigo. And it's a great finish around the goalkeeper. As soon as he got in that position, you knew he was going to score. Fantastic finish, and that's his 13th goal of the season for Rodrigo. That's it for the first half. Still won the game 2-0. At the moment, it's an incredible scoreline for us. Going to the half-time break with a 2-goal advantage is fantastic for us. Rodrigo's been in great form. So is Isak once again. And you see the stats there. Just been very clinical according to the stats, but actually we've controlled the game really well. Both teams having chances. Bayer Leverkusen are certainly not out of this game at all. They've gone forward once or twice themselves. Not looked anything, too much of a threat or anything like that, but they have had 1 or 2 opportunities where they could maybe have done a little bit better. Isak holds it up again for Rodrigo. Could this be a hat-trick? Oh, thought it was as well. Thought it was going to be a hat-trick of assists for Isak and a hat-trick of goals for Rodrigo, but it's a great save from Leno. It's a hell of a strike, though, from Rodrigo. It is tipped over the bar and out for a corner. Royce going to deliver into the box. Can we get ourselves a third? Oof, flicked away. Wait, is that a penalty? He's given a penalty for that. Could that be a sending off maybe from Alvaro as well? I thought it was going to be. No, he's got away with that unluckily. It's not a sending off, but it is a penalty. I don't know about that. I think that's a very harsh one for us there. We'll have a look on the replay. Oh, come on. I thought we were going for a challenge there. He's just kicked me. That's not a penalty in my eyes at all. But it's been given. Referee's given it inside 10 minutes of the second half. He's going to step up. And, oh, he's chipped it. Wow. I told him to dive to the goalkeeper's right, but he didn't dive. He just stood still and we caught the chip. Wow. Being let off the hook with that one. It's a very strange penalty from the attacker there. And it still remains 2-0. Still kept our clean sheet. And I've still got 2-goal advantage for now. Alvaro might have to be taken off here. He is looking a little bit vulnerable now with the yellow card and probably just one challenge away from getting sent off. Another chance. Good tip over the bar there from the goalkeeper. Let's make the change now. Yeah, it's going to be Bayer to come on. He's obviously not full energy, but we just don't want to make sure Alvaro gets sent off. We want to keep all 11 players on the pitch and hopefully try and finish this game with 3 points as well. There we go. Sancho in behind. Can we get any support in the middle? Maybe Royce is going to be the player we go inside or shoots even. Oh, wow. It's going to go for Royce at the back post, but I went for the shot at the end with Sancho. Deflected over the bar with a header. Interesting defending. Could have been an own goal, but just got away with it. Royce to deliver. Rodrigo's there. Oof, a backwards header. And a strange challenge on him there as well. Final 2 changes. Zlatan and Graf to come on. Really struggled to decide what to do here. We are going to take off Rodrigo. He does miss out on his hat-trick here. And Goetz's coming off as well as the final 2 changes for us. Royce on the right-hand side still. And we do have Isak as a centre-attacking mid in behind Zlatan. So we're going to go with that. Graf is going to go into midfield. He can actually play there as well as centre-back. So we'll give it a go. I think it's worth giving the youngster a bit of game time here. He's only going to get 15 minutes, but it's better than nothing. And we'll give you a better idea of what he's like in game as well. Well played, Zlatan. Great little back heel. Isak now needs Zlatan. Does he have the pace to get through? He's still going. Can he add a third to the scoreline? Oh, what a save. There was a heavy challenge on it, though. It's a late one. Not given, obviously, because we got the shot away, but still going here. Still looking for Zlatan. Trying to find a way through. We've scored with Graf. He gets himself a goal. He's been on the pitch 6 minutes, and he is the one that finishes it off. Thought it was going to be Zlatan to get the third, but it's a great save from the keeper. We managed to get ourselves a third regardless anyway. Fantastic finish though, considering he's actually a centre-back, obviously playing in midfield, which he can do. It's a great strike from him on his left foot, and you can just see the way he picks up the ball here. Gets a little bit of space, it's quite tight though for him. He picks out the bottom right-hand corner brilliantly. It's 3-0, and that wraps the game up for us now, with about 10 minutes to go. Not a bad way to introduce yourself onto the pitch as well from Graf. I think that might be his first game that he's played for us, or it's certainly one of his first anyway, and so to get his first goals, very good for us. Corn to defend here, try and keep ourselves the clean sheet if we can. They've played it short, which is a bit unusual, and got to try and defend this one if we can. Oh, flicked on, unusual one, but saved by the goalkeeper. Good ball through, good chance. I think we've lost the clean sheet. Yeah, you could just tell. Didn't defend that one properly, unfortunately. Good turn, good finish. Unfortunately, didn't quite keep the clean sheet, which is a bit annoying. We've not managed to do that in the last 2 games now. This one and the last one. And it's a good turn, good finish though, but it's literally a minute or 2 before the end of the game. Frustrating for us, but yeah, sometimes happens. And it's tough when they start to throw loads of players forward late on. You've really got to defend properly. We just didn't quite manage it, didn't follow our man, and that means it's now 3-1, but we still get ourselves the win, so it's not too bad. There we go, finishes 3-1, gets us 3 points against obviously our big rivals who are 4th in the league, so very impressed with the overall performance. And the whole of today's episode as well, actually, performed really well in each of the matches, got ourselves 3 victories, something that's very difficult to do. We've obviously not quite managed to find consistency in a little while, and so it's really good that we've managed to do that in today's episode, and hopefully that can continue until the end of the season now. Some great goals as well, particularly Isaac and Rodrigo. Their link-up play has been absolutely incredible in the 2 games that they've played together, and hopefully we can see more of it next episode. 9 shots, 7 on target, 3 goals. And yeah, pretty impressed by that. Leverkusen had 7 shots, 4 on target themselves, so not too far away from us. Just didn't quite have the finish that we did. So before we end today's episode, I want to take a look at the league table as well as the top goal scorers table as well. We're currently 7 points in front of Borussia Mönchengladbach. They're in 2nd place, Bayern Munich 8 points behind us as well. So we've got a little bit of a distance. We should hopefully win the league title very soon. Not exactly when though, could be at next episode possibly, which will be interesting. But let's have a look at the top goal scorers now. You can see Rodrigo shoots himself up to 2nd place. I think he was down in 5th or 6th at the start of the episode. Shoots himself up to 2nd place now, 1 behind Lewandowski. 13 goals, which is incredible for a bench player. Bailey's also on there as well on 9 goals. And who else do we have in there? Batshuayi, who you'd probably expect to be higher up, our striker obviously, but he's in 12th position. He's our #1 striker, and he's all the way down in 12th, playing obviously less games than Rodrigo, I'd imagine. And that concludes today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, then I'd really appreciate it. Also, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well, and that'd be absolutely fantastic too. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at GameFaceHD, and on Instagram at GameFaceHD as well. Links to all that in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.